So hello everyone, and welcome to Books for My Soul, Meet the Author, where we meet our favorite authors and we get to interact with them. Today with me is a gentleman named Antony Nbita, and I'm so pleased to speak with him today about his book, Public Speaking Skills. And he'll be telling us how to be excellent public speakers. Welcome, Antony.
Thank you so much, Colin.
All right. Antony, just the other day, I was speaking with a fellow author called Jimmy, and he has written a book similar to yours, but his book talks about, he has actually given 40 short stories that helps people who want to become better public speakers. So they can use the short story at the beginning of their speech to keep their audience engaged to the speech or whatever they're speaking about. But your book is slightly different. It gives us the skills on how to be a good public speaker. So I'm so excited to speak to you today because I believe with these two books, our reading audience will go to the next level in their public speaking. So maybe tell us a little bit about this book. How did it come to be? What was your writing journey like?
Yeah, thank you so much, Colin. I have been very passionate about the subject of public speaking for quite a number of years. I remember I wrote my first book after my fourth form, and I was 19 years old. After having passed my exam highly, I got an A-. I became a UT in one of the village schools. And that school was not passing exams. And I had an interest in helping some of the students that were in that school. So I went to the principal of the school and I requested him if I could write some pieces of advice, then have them pinned in every board in the school. And that is what I did. And later, an idea struck me that I can make a small booklet and give each and every student, and it will really help them. And that is how my journey of writing began. And that book led to the writing of another book for high school students. And after now publishing that book for high school students, I started going to high schools and speaking to students, mentoring them, challenging them, helping them, teaching them about study skills. And when I started going to schools, that is when now the passion for writing about public speaking came to me, so that I may help myself and also I may help other people. And I remember my first interview, I was called by one of the radio presenters in one of the radio stations in Kitale, and he had wanted me to go for an interview for my book. And I was like, what? I have to develop these public speaking skills because it was very dreadful. I had never been in a radio station before. So I was asking myself, what am I really going to talk about? And that fear had grasped me and it was swinging me around. So I started reading many books about public speaking. I watched many videos, and to tell you the truth, it was a success. In fact, after that interview, the presenter told me that you are a good speaker. Congratulations so much. So that is how this book took shape. And it is a great and amazing book.
I do agree. You know, I as I was reading through the pages, I came across that story that you've given, and it reminded me of myself when I was new in my career. I organized a marketing meeting, and in fact, I managed to convince a big company that was kind of in the same industry, but in a complementary sector. So I told them, why don't we do this marketing together? And they agreed, and they were ready to come. But can you imagine, I canceled it because I was seeing a room full of people and I was terrified. I was like, I cannot speak in public. And so I canceled it. But, you know, like you, from there, I was like, you know, this fear of public speaking will never stop me again. I need to learn how to be able to stand and give a good speech, you know? Exactly. So with that in mind, I saw that you have a consultancy called CTL, Public Speaking School.
Yes.
Yeah, and I trust that has been useful also in reaching people. But for today, I want you to, I saw a few nuggets there in the book. For example, how to overcome, you know, the fear of public speaking, how to not give a boring speech. Maybe you can give us 3 nuggets, 3 top nuggets that can help us to be better public speakers.
Thank you so much, Pauline. As I said, I did a lot of research. And one of the main obstacles to speaking in public very powerfully and having good presentation skills is the fear of public speaking. You can prepare your speech very well, but when you stand before people to speak, you become paralyzed. So the first thing, if you want to be a good speaker, is to overcome the fear of public speaking. And I did a lot of research on that, trying to find out what is the cause for public speaking. And I came across many ideas, a lot of information that was similar. One of the things that I came across is I studied the parts of the brain. We have a part of the brain called limbic system. It is divided into hippocampus and amygdala. Hippocampus stores all the information that you have ever had, and amygdala stores all the feelings that you have ever had since birth. You see, there is a quote that says, people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
But how you make what you spoke to them, they can forget with time. Yeah. But they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I was studying the parts of the brain, amygdala and hippocampus. Amygdala is the first part that is usually the first one to develop in people when you're a baby. And all the feelings that you have ever felt since birth, they are usually stored. They are stored in your amygdala. And one cause for public speaking is one cause for the fear of public speaking. Maybe you are in lower primary, then a teacher requested you to stand before people to speak, and maybe people laughed at you. The way you felt that time, maybe you trembled, maybe you cried, maybe you felt a lot of fear. Yeah. Those feelings were stored in your amygdala, a part of your brain. And anytime you stand before people to speak,
you feel the same.
Yes. The brain compares how you felt. First of all, the brain compares the environment that you are in right now and the environment that you were long time ago. If there is any similarity, it makes you to behave the way you behaved. If you are standing before people, then you started shaking, it will make you start shaking the way you show that time. And one way to overcome that, one way to destroy the effects of amygdala is to do public speaking many times.
All right.
Speak today, speak tomorrow, speak the other day, speak many times. Anytime you have a chance, stand up to speak. And that method is used by Toastmasters process of systematic desensitization. It is one of the organization, I think their center is based in US. The method is called systematic desensitization. So that is the best method to overcome the fear of public speaking. You speak many times, and in the process of speaking, your brain will adjust accordingly. So that is one way the book can help you by overcoming the fear of public speaking. Also, one of the things that make us not to be good speakers is the way we speak before people. Sometimes we are very monotonous, and that is the greatest sin that you can ever commit as a public speaker. When you speak before people, you have to make sure you vary your tone, you vary your speed, you vary your pitch. And how do you start a speech also? Many a times we start by greeting people, we start by thanking people. Those are the things that people usually expect when you stand before people to speak. But for you to be very different and engage the audience, you have to start in a unique way. You can give a story, you can start with a quote, you can start with a suspense, you can start with anything that will make you unique. You can greet people even later. You can thank the organizers later. So those are some of the few nuggets that are found in the book, and it is an amazing book.
I do agree. In the book you described a story of how you went somewhere. I think it was a conference, and this speaker was supposed to be, really magnificent. There were those who spoke before him, kind of building up the session. But when he got on stage, he did not live up to it, and you were even having a hard time keeping up with him. I remember that story, and I thought to myself, this is so common, and sometimes it's just because of the fear, And in fact, I saw a quote that you had written there from President Gerald Ford, who said if he went back to college, he would learn only two things, or he would specialize in two things: how to write and how to be a good public speaker. So that's powerful. And I know there are several other nuggets, Antony, but we'll leave the reading audience to find the book and go through it themselves. Personally, it's been, when I went through it, I picked up a few things, and I'm going to go back to it over and over again, because there's no end to learning, and there's no end to becoming a better speaker. So do you have the book with you? Maybe you can show us how it looks.
Yeah, I have the book with me here, titled Public Speaking and Body Language Skills.
Wonderful. And so it's available on Books for My Soul. At how much do we expect to get it at?
It is 350 shillings, Kenyan shillings. Initially it was 400, but we decided to give the customers an offer, reducing by 50.
Wonderful. So our reading audience, you've heard the book Public Speaking and Body Language Skills is available. You've heard some of the nuggets. If you want to be a powerful public speaker, go to booksformysoul.com. Take the book at the discounted price of 350 shillings and enjoy your way to success. Thank you so much, Antony, for being with us today. And thank you, our reading audience. I know we'll see you again. I know, Antony, you've written several books, and this is probably not the last.
Yeah, exactly. I've written quite a number of books, including From Zero to Hero. There is also a storybook, Zero in Hero. Wow. I wrote that storybook during Corona era. We have another book titled Ignored Power of a Life Changer.
Yeah.
There is another one that is taking shape, and it will be out at the end of this year. The 7 Cells of Leadership.
Wonderful.
There is also another one that is taking shape, a marketing book. Yes.
Great. So we'll invite you back to tell us about the upcoming books once they are published. And in the meantime, we'll enjoy ourselves a copy of Public Speaking and Body Language Skills. Thank you, Antony, and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you.